Hi, I'm Christine Livingston.
Hi.
And this is Nick Williams.
How are you doing?
Today we're talking about resistance.
Mm.
And Nick, this has come from some conversations we've had where actually we've talked, I think, on a number of occasions about some of the resistance that we've faced as we've gone through different evolutions in our personal journeys.
Yeah.
And it's something you're pretty passionate about.
Yeah, I am. And I feel like I've been a gold medalist in myself, you know, when I talk about resistance, and you know, a lot of people got their hand up and go, you know, I'm the king or queen of resistance. So what is resistance? In my mind, whenever we're going to move from more of what I would call just a kind of existence type of life to more of what a higher purpose, or just doing what we love, or doing what we're passionate about, or what's really meaningful to us, the more meaningful it is to us, the more likely we are to experience resistance. Which sounds crazy, but that's my experience. Is it your experience?
Absolutely. Yeah, I notice how I get to points of feeling that I must do something, and then I kind of find lots of ways why not. You know, what I'm doing right now in terms of my different kind of work blog and coaching people around work and what it means in their lives and reinventing work, I've actually had the idea for it has to be more than 5 years.
Wow.
And it has taken me that long to get brave enough.
Great.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I
thanks for being honest and sharing that, because I think it's so reassuring for people to hear, because one of the things I talk about is we almost then use the resistance against us and beat ourselves up, and almost like, you know, what's wrong with me? I must have a character defect. That I know I've wanted to do this for 5 years and I haven't done it. How stupid am I?
Yeah.
But I think what I'm really want to get across to people is we all do it.
Yes.
It's the natural, sadly in a way, it's the natural part of being human. We get inspired and then we go, but here's 27 reasons why I could never do it, and I'm going to keep myself busy, distracted, I'm going to scare the heck out of myself, and you know, 5 years later you might come back to it and actually do it.
But what I'm curious about is, what purpose does it serve?
Well, the way I've come to understand it, this is just my take on it, is that there's two parts of us. You know, I would call it our spirit, our essence, our soul. You know, I don't know what word works for anybody. I'm not coming from any particular perspective, but there's a deeper part of us. And that's just desires to express itself, to share its gifts and talents. I think everybody has that in them. But then we have our personality, and our personality is wired to fit in, for approval, for you know, not to fail, not to look stupid, all those things that we can all rattle off. So whenever we kind of get inspired and our soul goes, you know, our soul goes this direction, our personality says, don't go there, you'll look stupid, you could fail, people won't like you anymore, you know, you won't belong, people won't know who you are, you won't know who you are, you know, all the fears that get generated. So in essence, resistance is just fear, I believe.
Yes.
But it's very clever in as much as it's almost like got its own PR agency. So it often appears to be very rational, and you go, oh, that actually makes sense. You know, I don't want to look stupid, so no, I won't put a blog up, then nobody can criticise me.
Yes.
But, you know, for 5 years you would feel unfulfilled because you know you're not expressing yourself, you're not putting your voice out there.
Yeah.
But is it fulfilling now that you're doing it?
Hugely. It's been the most magical thing I've ever done in my life.
So to me that really speaks of, you know, one clue that I want everybody to get is resistance often is a North Star as well. That the very thing you're resisting is the thing that you'd find most fulfilling, you'd potentially be most successful at.
Yeah.
That it's almost like saying, you know, where your fear says don't go there, your soul says go there.
Yes.
And you will feel the juice of life.
Yeah.
But most of us don't see it the other way. We just see fear, stop sign, don't go there.
Yes.
And, you know, I wish I could say it in an easier way, but my experience, I don't know what yours is, but sometimes the only way to grow is to face your fear.
Absolutely.
Is not to shy away, and not to wait for the fear to go, but say, hey, I am going to face this fear and encounter it head on.
Yeah.
Is that your experience?
Absolutely. It's certainly where I got to with the whole blog thing. It was like, because as you know, as well as doing coaching and things around the whole area of work, I've had a passion for writing for years. And I just got to a point where I thought, I can't be a closet writer.
An invisible writer.
Yeah. I cannot hide this anymore. And when I put it out there, actually I mean, you know, I was crapping myself, to be frank about it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, if you say, my consulting friends will disown me,
Yeah.
my neighbours will think I've lost the plot, you know, it was like, stop, just do it.
Just do it. And as you've said, it's now opened doors of kind of connection and possibilities and all sorts. So for everybody watching this, you know, really understand that resistance isn't a stop sign.
Yeah.
It's almost like, you know, the greater the resistance, the greater the gift behind it.
Yeah.
You know, if it helps, every book that I've written, most of the talks that I've developed, everything significant I've done, I've had to experience resistance and bust through it to get there.
Yeah.
So I'm a great believer that the most successful people are not the ones that have least resistance, but are the ones who've just learned to recognise and deal with resistance.
Yeah.
You know, most of the people that I truly kind of honour and admire, when I talk to them, you know, honestly, they've had tremendous fears to overcome. But I think, you know, our resistance can also be that birthing place, like you just described. It's like, you know, you kept approaching it and not doing it, approaching it and not doing it, and eventually you gave birth to it.
Yes.
And it's been a really joyous birth. And
Absolutely.
it's really, you know, now it's beginning to get out in the world and create all sorts of possibilities for you. So for everyone watching this, don't let resistance stop you, or if it is stopping you, be determined to go through it.
Yeah.
Can I just share a couple of tips about ways
Go
through?
for it.
You know, one of the ways, or several ways that I coach people to get through it. Number one, just to take some baby steps. You know, don't try and set up a business overnight. Take the first steps in getting your business going. Just courage sometimes.
Yeah.
Just feel the fear and do it anyway. Just take a deep breath and take that baby step. Like when you probably hit the publish button on your blog, it was probably like, oh my God, you know, but just have the courage and do it.
Yes.
Trust in your own evolution, because I think resistance is telling us the next step of our own evolution. So trust that your life is not supposed to be standing still. It is supposed to be expanding, and resistance will try and stop that happening.
Yes.
Get support, you know, whether it's coaching, friendship, whatever. Just get somebody else to support and encourage you. Become accountable to other people, because often one of the ways we wiggle out through resistance is we just don't follow through.
Yeah.
So make yourself accountable and follow through on stuff.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick. That's been fabulous.
No, well, thanks for taking the time to talk about it. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Thanks.